Hi, I'm Jacqueline from Whitetail Acres Farm. Thanks for joining us again today. Today we're going to be talking about the garden. So what I do is I put together a spreadsheet and then I list out all of the plants that I plan on growing. And then I write down how much sunlight they all need, how much watering they need, because some plants differ, what the germination rate is, and then the timing of not only when I need to start the seed indoors, but then when I transplant it, and then how long until you can actually harvest the plant. So then you're gonna wanna have a growing station. So this is my growing station here. And I have this metal shelving unit that I got off of, got from Lowe's actually. And this works perfectly. I also ordered a bunch of these heat mats. These heat mats you can get off of Amazon. They're fairly inexpensive. I like the extra long rectangular ones because they fit perfectly on these shelves. And then you're gonna want the grow lights. So the most important things to remember, aside from all the materials to actually get the plant started, is the heat mats, because those little seedlings, they're gonna need some heat to be able to start growing, and they're gonna need the right light. So what I do is I set up all of the grow lights on these metal shelves. Take this and I'll show you real quick. So I have these grow lights. These grow lights are actually Barina brand. I love these. We have quite a few of them and a couple backups because I love them so much. But on these shelves, you're able to get the these chains. I hook the chains up to the shelf, and then these chains I can shorten. I can shorten the length as the plant gets bigger. So you can see up here, I have some shishitos going, and the shishitos are still pretty small. So I have the light pretty close to them. That way it helps prevent them from feeling like they need to stretch to get to the light. So they don't get so long and leggy, and they just grow a lot better. So I keep the light closer to them. And then you can see down here with the tomato plants, which I might need to lift this up again a little bit, but the tomato plants are getting a bit bigger, so I was able to shorten up my chain and give them a little bit more room to grow. Part of my growing process too, when I'm starting seeds indoors, is, as you can see here, I like getting one pot and putting usually 4 seeds in each one. So I usually do, one in each corner. And that's because I don't always know how the germination rate is going to be for the plants or for the seeds. So I'd rather plant more seeds and have too many plants come up than end up not planting enough seeds, and then I'm in a position where I was planning on growing all of my plants from seed, but now I'm in a position where I have to go out and buy replacements. So usually I end up planting more than I need. Once they start coming up like these are pretty big and healthy. They have some of their true leaves on there now. So once they get to this point, I'll then transplant all these little seedlings into their own pot. And I did exactly that for all of these tomato plants, and you can see they're doing really well. They're pretty happy. When it comes time to transplanting some seedlings into their own pots, so like I mentioned, I like starting multiple seeds in one pot, seeing how well they do, seeing how many plants actually develop, and then depending on how many plants there are, I mean, you never want more than one plant per pot. They'll just start competing with one another for the nutrients in the soil, and they won't grow quite as well. So it's really good to always put each plant into its own pot. So in this case, I have some Black Beauty eggplant that I started. They're growing nice. They look pretty healthy, and they all have their own true leaves here. So now is the time to transplant these little seedlings into their own pot so they can get bigger and stronger. And that's what we're going to do right now. So I have below me here, I have a big tub that I use to mix the soil in. So I'm just gonna put this over, and that way the dirt doesn't go all over the ground here. And then you'll see I take each seedling very carefully. You can see the nice roots. And then I fill each pot with some soil. And then I put a little hole with my finger in the middle, put the little seedling in there, and then I just pinch the soil around it. Kind of give it a little gentle push down there because you want to make sure it's nice and secure. But you want to keep in mind that they're very delicate, so you want to be very careful with them. And then there you have it. And then I'll just get I'll get my tags. I'll make a new tag for it, pop it in there, and then put it over on the grow station. Okay, so I went ahead and I made all of the different labels for these plants that we just transplanted. I gave them a nice drink. You can see there's some water in there that they'll soak up pretty quickly here. I'm sure they're really thirsty. And again, a little bit of that shock from them getting transplanted, so the water will do them good. They'll be getting more heat from the heat mat, and then the nice light that they need from the grow lights here. So they're in pretty good shape. I think they'll be very happy. They'll grow a lot bigger and stronger, and can't wait to get them out in the garden and see what they produce this year. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you were able to take something away from it. And I appreciate you spending your time with us here on Whitetail Acres Farm. Make it a great day. We'll see you on the next one.